Boom, baby, we're live, all the way live. It is Wednesday. You know that means I'm looking good, feeling good, loving life. I hope that you can say the same tonight. We got a lot going on, Jimmy. Man, we got a lot. It's good to be here. Mike Zeke is going to be out for the tonight and next week again. But unfortunately, or fortunately, depends on your perspective, you got me to deal with here the next 2 weeks. So let's go ahead and turn down.
Let's turn down your phone.
I'm so unprofessional.
You are, man. You're unprepared.
Unbelievable. So tonight we got a lot going on. Let's talk about what we got going on. This is chapter, Jimmy?
189.
No.
190.
What the? Some idiot wrote the wrong number.
Chapter 190. 190 times we've stood on your screen. We thank you as always for tuning in.
Absolutely, buddy. This is, if you haven't done it already, take a second right now. Go ahead and subscribe. Give this show a thumbs up. It helps us so much. Every time you do that, it pushes us up in YouTube's special little goofy algorithm, makes us more visible to more people. Tonight, give it a share too. Tonight we got a lot going on. Of course, we're going to hear from, as advertised, Magnus Knox. John Ross is here. The tag team champions, the Rad Boys, will be in the house. The world champion, Chris Coleman, will be here. Jimmy the Hippie, you're here tonight. Lucio DeVere, friend of Lucio, of course. Alexander Danis, Gerard Garrett, and much, much more. Then, in our main event, here's a rematch from this past Saturday in Reynoldsville. We're going to talk about Reynoldsville here in a minute. Woo! What a night, man.
Yeah, it was a crazy crowd, rowdiest crowd. I always say it.
We had gorgeous Gregory tonight. He'll be taking on the Imagine Live champion. That, of course, is James Ross. The lowlife. I'm a lowlife, baby. And I'll tell you what, that kid is a lowlife. And we had no conclusion to things on Saturday night. Let's see what happens here tonight. Of course, we're going to talk about, we have a new fan of the week. You know how I feel about that, Jimmy?
Yeah.
I love
Absolutely.
it. It's one of my favorite things that we do here on Imagine Wrestling. And then later on tonight, I have a huge announcement concerning April the 20th. I'm looking forward to that. Let's before we talk about April 20th, let's revisit briefly. I know Reynoldsville was amazing for you guys. You guys had a big win over the Watch. Boy, we'll talk about electric crowd.
Yeah, it was crazy. You had to really be there to experience it. I always say the only way to experience Imagine Wrestling, Wednesday nights are fine. The only way to experience it in its fullest capacity is to catch it live and in person. Reynoldsville, the rowdiest audience in the imagination by far. They supported us strong, buddy, all the way to a win.
Yes, sir, man. What a loud noise that came from the Bellamaro on Saturday night when you and the Rocker were able to pick up that win over the former tag team champions, the Watch. Of course, a little later on, we're going to talk about what's next for you and the Rocker. So, but for now, let's talk about April 20th. I can tell you there's less than 10 VIP left right now.
Wow.
If you want VIP tickets, they are absolutely going to sell out again. No big shock there. The imagination has been incredible. For over a year now, it's just been sellout after sellout of those VIP. You know how the building has been. It's been absolutely packed of late. So get your ticket. Don't wait around to the last minute and expect there to be still VIP tickets, because it's just not going to be the case. And of course, you know, we're always grateful for our sponsors. We had a ton of great sponsors up there in Reynoldsville. They help make these shows as possible as anything. You know, for us, I talk about it all the time. Number one is our fans. Number two is our sponsors. And this time we circle back to our favorite sponsor, far and away, that is Renewal by Anderson. If you're looking for high quality windows and or patio home investment options within your budget, contact Jordan Treese you got that number? Good job, man. Gilman's getting on top of the ball here at 814-330-9870. That Jordan Treese is our DC Bentley. He's a good man, and he will help you with all your window and patio door needs. If you want, you can visit their showroom at Municipal Drive in Duncansville. But like I said, 814-330-9870. That's Jordan Treese's direct line. You can ask for their monthly specials. And, we always appreciate the imagination looking out for our sponsors, and they have done that to a great degree. So we appreciate all of our sponsors. We appreciate all of our fans. I'll tell you a guy we don't necessarily appreciate, Alexander Danis. Let's go ahead and hear from him right now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen of the imagination, I am DC Bentley here with the Greek god Alexander Danis. Alexander, the magnificent Gerard Garrett is on a hot tear of wins lately. What do you have to say about his undefeated streak?
Undefeated. First of all, DC, calm down. He's not Bill Goldberg, all right? He looks like a jacked poodle. And yeah, he's got great hair. He's got great biceps. But you want to know who has even better hair and even better biceps? You're looking at him. You see, I have a ton of respect for Gerard Garrett, as much as I can respect any man in all of Imagine Wrestling. But the fact of the matter is that there's only one Double G who matters in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and it's none other than the Greek god Alexander George Danis.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was Alexander George Danis. Back to you.
There you go. Alexander Danis, of course, has a big match coming up on April 20th. One of many matches we're going to announce here over the next few weeks. That one, of course, with Gerard Garrett. We will hear from Gerard Garrett in just a little bit here. Let's go ahead and talk to two guys who are as good as it get when it comes to tag team wrestling. Let's go ahead and bring them in. Well, bring one of them in. We're missing one.
I don't know where Jake is.
Tell you what, interesting night in Reynoldsville. Got a bigger, more interesting night coming up on April 20th. What's going on?
No, we brought T-shirts. Hey, it's me! It's Jake Wiley. Look what I did. It's Easter.
What did you do?
Look.
Is Kevin Dunn?
What did you do?
I got it. I got an Easter bunny outfit. Look, see the fur? It's fur.
Feels like the wrong color.
Here, look.
No, please don't touch me.
It's fur, and I got my belt on underneath it, and
Oh, is that what that is?
yeah.
You look like a stray cat.
It's the only outfit they had. What am I supposed to do?
You know Easter was 3 days ago, right?
It's not this weekend?
No.
Well, anyway, I'm still a bunny, and we still got more merch, even though you guys did a huge dent on it this past weekend, and we're still the tag team champions.
We didn't defend the belts, Jake.
But you will be. April 20th. April 20th.
You hold this. We're going to be defending the belts on April the 20th here in Altoona, Pennsylvania at the Juniata Civics Association against the Troublemakers. But first, we have merch to sell. Look at this. Look at this. T-shirts all around. Look.
One's upside down.
That's okay. Yeah, look.
Yeah.
More.
And then it's the Troublemakers. Glenn Spector and Kanan.
Christopher.
Yeah. Christopher. Chris. Kanan. Chris.
Just hold these.
And you two are going to find out just who the 4-time tag team champions are and why we're the 4-time tag team champions. You're going to find out why they call us the best tag team in the Northeast. You two want to make a dent in the tag team division? You want to make a name for yourself around here? Not on our watch. Because when you're standing in the ring on April the 20th, when you walk down the aisle and you're shaking in your boots and we stand in the ring, behold, the 4-time tag team champions will be standing across from you. And you're going to know. And everybody's going to know. You're going to know. The bunny's going to know. Everybody's gonna know that the Red Boys are in the house!
Give me that.
Brayden, I can't get this off! I can't!
He's stuck in it. For some reason, I feel like the Easter Bunny would be pink. Speaking of guys who are pink, let's go ahead and bring him in right now. This guy who badly needs a tan. Magnus Knox. Rough night on Saturday night.
Rough night, man. Oh, I don't think so. I think I had an excellent match. I think what transpired on Saturday night was strike for strike, grapple for grapple. I wrestled my heart out. And to end the match, I climbed to the top of the rope as I knocked Lucio DeVere cold out on the canvas. And I took a deep breath. And I jumped and did the first ever 1080. 1, 2, 3 flips. Splash onto his chest. A real athletic acrobatic move for a real athlete. Count it. 1, 2, 3. You could have counted to 100. He was out cold.
Nope. That's not what happened. Lucio DeVere picked up the win against you in Reynoldsville.
This is really funny. You know, April Fool's was 2 days ago, so you can joke all you want. You can spread this fake news, all these lies, but if your version of a joke is making your top superstar look bad, then go ahead, be the joke person, because I'll go on and be the real deal.
The joke person. Okay. I don't know what's happening here tonight. This started off sort of nutty. Let's see if we can calm things down a bit. Let's go ahead and bring in the former tag team champion, The Watch. Of course, we're talking about Malachi Gage, the Alpha, Rick Matthews, coming in on their own time. They, yeah. Behold! It's a nice hat, I'll give you that. Yeah, The Watch. Yeah, I know. I said it already.
We were waiting.
Yeah, I said it already.
The Watch. And you know what? Tonight, we were given the very unfortunate responsibility of informing you about a tragic injury that occurred this past Saturday.
He's not dead. He's just hurt.
This past Saturday, Chris Sands, our beloved rocker, suffered a concussion.
That's true. That is true. That did happen.
Suffered a concussion. And we here in The Watch, we know CTE is a very serious issue. So we want to apologize. We want to apologize for not finishing the job. And unfortunately, for us and for you, you're going to have to sit through another Chris Sands match.
That's right. Because April 20th in Altoona, PA, the Classic Rockers go 2-on-2 with The Watch. And this time, we are going to finish the job. Rest up, Chris. Because tag team wrestling is for The Watch.
I don't know what's going on tonight, man. It's sort of a nutty night here. Let's go ahead and let's see if we can come on in, the friends of Lucio DeVere. Hey, we're all a friend of Lucio now, right? The world has changed, and boy, I'll tell you what, the folks of Reynoldsville, they were clearly among the group you like to call the friends of Lucio.
Absolutely. They were really supportive. They were loud. They were cheering me. And contrary to what Magnus said a little while ago, a little delusional, I'm not sure what's going on in his brain. I thought I was weird, but obviously he's way out there. I got the win. I got the big victory, not just for myself, but for the friends of Lucio. Since the friends of Lucio have been showing me their support, my momentum has kept on going. I haven't lost a match yet since they've been behind me. And I think it's just going to keep on going, maybe all the way to the top, to the Imagine Heavyweight title.
Ah, here we go. You had a good match on Saturday. You know, and this is your way of coping with losing. I get it. But I'll give you the opportunity because I see the potential in you. I see the potential for a top star. So, you can learn from me, the best, or you can choose to not learn from me and be the jobber you've always been.
First off, what are you talking about? Are you that delusional you don't remember? I beat you. I choke slammed you on the mat. I pinned you 1, 2, 3. You think you're the best? Well, obviously that makes me the best because I'm better than you. If you think you're that good, how about right now? We can do it again, and I'll beat you again right here in this ring. Come on.
As if I'm a wrestler, and I will wrestle you. Not tonight.
Well, you afraid? You afraid? Yeah, I'd be waiting if I were you too. Well, friends of Lucio, I want you to know how much that win meant to me. All the cheers, the chanting the Lucio, they don't go unheard. I hear them, and I feel them. And I feel like I've earned your friendship. So you all, I consider you all my friends, and I want you all to know, friends of Lucio, you've got a friend in me.
There you go. You got a friend in Lucio DeVere, very popular Imagine Wrestling star there. Let's go ahead and bring in at this time. Well, let's not bring him in. Let's hear from Gerard Garrett.
Good evening, Imagination. I am Dave Brown. My guest at this time is none other than the magnificent, undefeated, hot streak runner, Gerard Garrett. Gerard Garrett, coming off another victory. You're going to face Alexander Danis April 20th. What are your thoughts on that?
Now, I got to tell you, you touched on a very important part. Double G is H-O-T, hot, brother. Now, Danis, you might be next, but come April 20th, I'm going to go right through you and keep on trucking, keep my streak alive. What do you think about that?
Sounds good to me. We'll see what happens, Imagination.
All right, there you go. Sounds like the match is set. We're ready to go. Let's go ahead. Braden Elliott just stuck his face through this hole in the weirdest way. Let's go ahead and bring in at this time. Oh, he got the sunglasses on, right? He knows how I feel about the sunglasses. Let's go. Come on in here. The good neighbor, John Ross.
Can't say mean 16, but how about mashed potato Kato? We rolled into Reynoldsville. I didn't know how they were going to receive the good neighbor. I hate to say it, but they blew the people of Altoona away. Mid-match against Eric Enders, somebody ran the concession and got me an adult ginger ale.
You know what I want to talk about? You just mentioned Eric Enders. I had heard speculation on his part. The win you picked up on Saturday night, he called it a fluke.
Well, all right. Well, a couple weeks ago, I had a tendency to come out here and get worked up and start hollering. But I want to address Eric Enders. A lot of people think I'd be upset about that. I actually thank Eric Enders because he made me rethink a lot of where I was at and a lot of where he's at now. Sometimes I come out here and I get upset. Sometimes I come out here and maybe I have silly sunglasses and a sweater on. But the reason for that, Cato, the reason for that is when life gets me down, I've been trying to hold on to that little bit of light that I have, that little bit of light that John Ross has in him to enjoy life, enjoy the finer things. So he can call that a fluke all he wants, but the fact of the matter is that when Rowdy Reynoldsville got behind me, they brought me that adult, I can't say it was a 5-star classic match, but it was a 40-ounce classic match. And we're going to do it again in Altoona. If you think it's a fluke, we'll run it back. I'll be the better man and extend a hand to Eric Enders. I'll give him an opportunity to get in the ring and show what he can do because he did it for me. And on April 20th, Imagine Wrestling rolls into Altoona. John Ross, like a good neighbor, he's going to be there.
There you go. A big win for John Ross last Saturday night. I'll tell you what, a lot of people were excited to see John Ross in Reynoldsville. I think a lot of people will be excited to see the good neighbor back in Altoona. I'll tell you a guy that a lot of people are excited to see. Let's go ahead and bring him in right now. He's the poster boy this month on 420. He is the high-flying hippie, Jimmy.
Yeah, I'm Jimmy, the high-flying hippie. I'm standing here alone tonight without my buddy Chris Sands. I'm not going to make jokes or cool lines about head injuries. I've had a lot of them myself. But I'll tell you, I spoke to him this morning, and he's feeling better. Took tonight off, but he'll be back. He'll be back because we're one step closer to the tag team titles. And for me personally, that would make me the first Triple Crown champion in Imagine Wrestling. This isn't about titles. This is about friendship, and this is about destiny. We look pretty cool in this photo. We work very well together. Ask the watch. In front of what did he call, a rowdy crowd, John Ross just said, in Reynoldsville. 1, 2, 3, right in the middle of the ring. Chris Sands on the biggest member of the watch. So, head injury or not, this is what you'll get April 20th. Chris Sands back, us, as a cohesive unit, tag team specialists. We're like two tigers in the Arctic. We're real cool cats. You'll see. Speaking of two other cool cats, the Rad Boys. Glenn Spector, Cannon Christopher. Me and Chris Sands would like to issue you a challenge. We got a winner. Better bring your best, because we're going to bang your heads.
There you go, man. Tell you what, interesting dynamic there. You have to think whoever come out on top in the watch and the Classic Rockers, you'd have to think that they are the number one contenders to the tag team championship. Speaking of number one contenders, let's not waste any more time. If we're talking about number one contenders, we're talking about champions, and we're talking about our current reigning and defending, and to be quite frank, dominant heavyweight champion. He's the world beater, Chris Coleman. I have a big announcement tonight, and I wanted to wait and make it while you were here. A lot of debate on who would get the next title shot after your win over David Lawless on Saturday. We're not going to wait any longer. The challenger for this title, April 20th, Gorgeous Gregory.
Of course he is. I suppose you think I would be shocked and angered by that announcement. I'm not. Honestly, I'm surprised that you've taken that long to put your golden child back up in the title picture. You know, your favored son, Gregory. Well, Gregory, I have no true ill will towards you, but I have to prove a point. I have to destroy you to show that Cato's favorites are no longer the favorites here in Imagine Wrestling. So the remainder of our discussion I will have purely with you. What happens next is your fault. When Gregory looks up at you after I defeat him on April 20th, he will look up at you, his mentor, his trainer, his father figure, and go, "Why did you let him hurt me?" But that's not all. Apparently you haven't gotten the lessons either. The beatings we've given you haven't been enough just yet. You've got another lesson coming. We'll be seeing you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you know, there's an old saying, I'm not going to say it in its full context, but it's something like F around and find out. But, you know, I've been effing around for a long time, and I've never found out. I'm not going to put a lot of stock in what Chris Coleman has to say towards me right now. But let's go ahead and let's move past that. Let's talk about my favorite part of this show, the thing that I absolutely love. Let's go ahead and talk about our newest fan of the week.
I'm over here because
There we go, man. I'll tell you what, been quite a night to this point. We have a little bit of business to handle here, and then it's time for our main event. This is a big one. I'll tell you what, last two times we've seen these guys, they've been at each other's throat, first at Altoona and then in Reynoldsville, and you want to talk about great wrestling action. I mean, these guys are young and hungry and full of fire. They're opposite ends of the spectrum, but I'm looking forward to this in just a few minutes here. But first, let's talk about our sponsor here, Renewal by Anderson. Of course, we want to talk real quick about the Renewal by Anderson and Jordan Treese. If you need high-quality windows and/or patio door investment options within your budget, contact Jordan Treese of Renewal by Anderson, 814-330-9870. Talk about it all the time. Jordan Treese is our DC Bentley, and this guy is a good man, and he will help you with what you need. Summer's coming. and you think, boy, do I need new windows in the summer? You absolutely do. If you have an air conditioner in your window or you have central air in your house, if you don't have good windows, you're letting that right out. You're paying to cool the outside, and then the fall and the winter, then you're paying to heat the outside. So you need to have good windows. You need to have good doors in your house, and Jordan Treese can help you with that. And then I just want to remind you real quick, if you weren't here earlier, I see our numbers went up quite a bit, Jimmy's, from where we were at 7:05 when I said this the first time. VIP tickets are almost gone. We have less than 10 for April 20th. If you want VIP tickets, you should get on the website now and order them because they are running out. We have less than 10. It's going to be another VIP sellout and another packed house because you guys are awesome and you support us in the strongest way. It's 420, right? Yeah. What does that even mean? It's just April 20th, right?
Well, yeah. John Ross told me that this year it's actually 420 both forwards and backwards. If you flip it both ways, it works. So John Ross told me that.
Okay. What a weird thing for John Ross to say. There you go. But I'll tell you what, this is what I came to see tonight, and I'm glad to be getting to call this one. This is our time for our main event. Let's go ahead and head to the ring right now.
Let's do it.
First, he's the former Imagine Wrestling heavyweight champion. He is from New York, New York. Gorgeous Gregory. Referee, do your job. Doesn't just stand around with your hands.
He's got the goods.
You're going to get that boy hurt, I'll tell you that.
It's another guy from Imagine Dojo.
It's showtime soon, and I will run my mouth, but I'll do it better than you.
Hold him back.
Gorgeous Gregory speak for himself there.
Stop worrying about your mullet and do your job. His opponent is the current reigning and defending Imagine Live champion. He is the lowlife, James Ross.
See, James Ross still born some battle wounds from Saturday night. This kid is all fight.
Yeah, hopefully we can get a good shot of that. You want to talk about getting lit up. James Ross absolutely lit up with those chops from Saturday night, leaving their mark.
Yeah, these guys went to war, and not for nothing, James Ross, slightly a little less experienced than Gregory, had his number.
A win is a win, no matter how you slice it. James Ross able to pick up the count-out victory on Saturday night in a big, high-profile match. We complain about James Ross and his low-life style and the way he does business, but the kid wins.
He does, and Reynoldsville seems to be his town. He took me to the limit in Reynoldsville. I barely squeaked a victory out on him, was very surprised. This kid will stop at nothing to get that hand raised. That's why he's held that belt right there for so long.
And I think at this point, the low life we see in front of us has evolved even so much since the time you fought him in Reynoldsville. And this is some of the gamesmanship that we see out of the low life slapping him.
I don't know if I'd pick a fight with Gorgeous Gregory this early into the contest. Right back to the face.
I'll tell you what. This kid is just brazen. I can't believe, as he's backing up and running, he got in another cheap shot, slapped him right across the face a second time. And he seems so pleased with himself. The smile on his face, the way he conducts business is so despicable. Trying to avoid those drops, but did not avoid that one. Oh, my God!
That's what you got on Saturday in Reynoldsville. It went off like a gunshot in that building.
Oh, man!
That laceration on James Ross's chest could very well open back up.
Big kick in the face. James Ross still seems to be a step ahead a bit here.
James Ross going up to the ropes. No man's land for him.
Series of punches. I'll tell you what, man. With a lot of guys that don't get along with Gorgeous Gregory. Oh! Wow, what a big fall this early in the match. That could spell real problems for Gorgeous Gregory. I think he may have poked him in the eye.
A missile drop kick.
Tell you what kind of skill does that take, Jimmy? You're a master of the skies. You're a flyer. Tell me about that drop.
I was wondering why James Ross went up there. He's not really known as a flyer, man. A perfect execution on that drop kick. Right after he shoved Gregory off very high on those shoulders. I mean, Greg's feet were pointing at the ceiling when he took that first fall.
And he has just followed it up with aggression. Kicks and punches and shots to the back of the head. Now a choke in the corner. this lowlife is bringing it tonight against, visually you got to say, Gregory is a superior looking athlete.
Absolutely. James Ross trying to stomp him out like a brush fire right now. This is where he makes his mistake. Don't get too cocky.
This kid is something, though. I'll tell you what. This is talk about the future of professional wrestling, man. There are so many guys in this locker room that are so skilled and so special in that ring, and these are certainly two of them. And at some point, would you be surprised to see these two fighting for the heavyweight title?
Absolutely. On any night, either one of these guys, James Ross would stop at nothing. He does this on a Wednesday to defend his Imagine Live title. I can't imagine. Big fist drop, Jerry Lawler style. Beautifully done.
Proud in that one. Beautifully done. Lawler, of course, picked up many wins with that in the Mid-South Coliseum. What a maneuver.
Yeah, this aerial offense here from James Ross tonight, a little unexpected. Very well executed. Here's a classic strategy. Get him down the mat, cut off his wind.
Everybody's the same height when you get him down on the ground. And James Ross certainly showing, for all of his atrocities in the ring, the kid knows his way around a wrestling ring.
He does. He showed he's got the goods. Whether you disagree with how he applies them, I love diversity in the styles that come out of Imagine Dojo. Gregory attempts a power slam. What is that, an electric chair drop? Execution. When Edge used to use a move like that similar. James Ross pulling it out here, dropping Greg very high on that head, neck, and shoulders again.
Those concussions, we can't continue to allow them to power up here. But that's a maneuver that'll cause a concussion, much like Chris Sands is dealing with right now.
Absolutely. Similar to Chris Sands here, getting checked on here by the official. Chris Sands felt okay at first, but then as the night wore on, it started to set in. So sometimes you don't know. Gorgeous Gregory could very well already be injured here.
This kid, though, 19 years old is Gorgeous Gregory. Talk about being resilient. We're going to test it right now with that short-style DDT right on the face.
It's the same move that concussed Chris Sands, DDT.
It is a devastating move. We talk about history. Guys taking out Ricky the Dragon Steamboat was out for months for the DDT. It is a devastating maneuver when done correctly.
Yes, absolutely.
Here he goes again. This could be a spell finish. No! Out of the way is Gorgeous Gregory. Is this the opening that we're looking for?
James Ross, no water in the pool there.
Punch right in the point of the jaw. Greg trying to build some momentum. Get things going.
No one in Imagine Wrestling has a square punch or a better clothesline than Gorgeous Gregory.
Look at this kid power that.
Just deadlifted him.
Strength, huh?
Yeah, it was crazy. Here we go.
Catapults him into the top buckle.
You don't see enough good catapults these days, Kato.
Absolutely not. Ducks the line up. Big single flapjack. This could be it. Get down there, referee.
That could have been it. John Williams slightly out of position there. James Ross, good thing Gregory ducked that clothesline. James Ross aimed that thing right at his face. He's trying to take him out with that thing. Gorgeous Gregory smart to get out of the way there.
You got to think, though, Gregory in line for a heavyweight title on the 20th. Wow, what a beautifully executed
Hangman's neckbreaker.
Dropped him hard.
Beautifully done. There's that sneer from James Ross.
Absolutely, the neckbreaker, my least favorite maneuver to take. I have tried to avoid that at all costs. If you have a slightest tinge in your neck, it can ruin a week, 2 weeks, a month of your future. The neckbreaker is awful.
Yeah, Road Warrior Hawk, Ravishing Rick Rude, two of my favorite practitioners of the neckbreaker. James Ross, very nice one out of his own.
Oh, this is $1 million dream he's going for. Down and through.
Oh my!
I caught him hard. Oh, what a big German! That's got to be it. If he can get in position.
We saw a similar German suplex from Magnus Knox on Saturday.
Oh, what the hell? Come on now. heading in.
I don't know, man. I don't know if you can do that. Can you do that?
Come on now. Referee, why is the referee leaving?
Don't go in there, man. You're a commentator tonight. Mike Z can't get involved. I don't think you can.
Come on.
James Ross throwing the official out. Oh, my.
God. You done? Is nobody left here?
I can't go, man.
I know we're not supposed to go here, but this feels wrong. That's my boy. You know what?
Dude, do what you got to do, man. I don't blame you.
You know what? They're going to have to fire me. I'm going.
I don't blame you. Sometimes enough's enough, you know? Oh, my. What a bunch of scumbags. Like a pack of dogs. I'm supposed to stand here. Watch them do this to my trainer. Oh, I'm gonna puke. No way. I can't let this happen. No. You know what? F it thing, fire both of us.
What we see in here, boys.